It would be great to ask you a few questions for part one and understand your expert opinion on it. For part two, it would be great to get your feedback on a tool that we are improving and understand what you would change and improve, as well as it would be great to learn if there's any synergies potentially for future learnings or partnerships. Does that all make sense? Or do you have any thoughts to share?
No, I'm good.
Great. Could you briefly introduce yourself, where you're based, your roles and responsibilities, and any context?
I graduated in 2014 as a mechanical engineer, but just like every other engineers, I turned myself into, or I pushed myself into the creative field, which was content writing back then. Worked as a copywriter, YouTube script writer, newsletters, and whatnot. I wrote for different companies. I worked full time. And then in 2019, I started my own writing company. I have enough experience to start something of my own. And in 2023, I sold the company. From 2023 till now, I am exploring personal branding, learning more every day, talking with people, CEOs, founders, investors, mostly C-level executives. I realized personal branding might not be going viral in terms of I want to do my personal branding, but it will in the next 5 years. Everything is automated, AI, robotic. It's the person, it's the human, the core psychology, it's the core nature of human, which will make us human. And I think personal branding is one of those rare things. Other than that, I don't think writing as writing will prevail, but it will take different forms. And that's why I think I've shifted myself from writer. So deep down, core, from the bottom of my heart, I am still a writer. But if I express myself as a writer or tell someone that I'm a writer, then people would judge me. Now that there's ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Claude Perplexity, who are you?
And who are the clients you work with?
Mostly, I think 80% of the inquiries I receive organically from LinkedIn and my website, above 40. So either they have worked for companies for more than 2 decades, or have the CEO of small and medium enterprises like 200 to 500 people's company, and they want to revamp or enhance or scale their personal branding.
What type of companies do you tend to work with the most?
I think 60 to 70% technology companies, IT companies. Now I think AI and IT both are synerging. So yeah, more technical, very less in the entertainment, fashion, which I would say creative industry, because the importance of personal branding has not yet evolved. But in technology companies, AI startups and funded companies, I think people are like crazy. I want to start my personal brand.
And when was the last time you had to implement organic growth campaign for your customer specifically? So when was the last time?
I think a couple of months back, when it comes to organic, it is on LinkedIn in terms of blogs, in terms of SEO, to rank your website organically on your relevant keyword for a relevant target audience.
Specifically a specific occasion and client?
There was this company called Brainer Hub. It's a local company here where I live. I think 120 plus employees. They are in software development. So they provide service. So anyone who wants to have custom software for mobile app or web on different technologies, PHP, Java, and they were nowhere organically. When people search for software or mobile app, even locally, they were not ranking, and we collaborated. And I think currently they are on second page. We started from when they were not even in top 100.
And what steps did you take to?
I believe in content creation, but not in the form of telling, just write me a blog on why you should hire a software development company. Now, organic search, organic keywords, organic lead generation has become so diverse because of the search overviews, AI generation, LLMs like ChatGPT. They are also becoming and behaving as search engine. Now it has become really niche to write content in such a way that it includes so many things, not just about the content. So if I'm writing something about mobile app development company, I should ensure that it is written in such a way even a 5-year-old can understand. It is that Google doesn't allow keyword stuffing, and there are so many algorithms and restrictions. People who used to rank before can't because those hacks they don't work anymore. Now it's one simple hack. You write content which is helpful for that audience. So someone who is searching for something, top dentist near me or buy shirts online, if the content is not straight to the point, if the content is not helpful, if the content is not informative, then that blog will not rank no matter what number of backlinks it has. Content creation is one thing and content distribution is another. We create content, we can publish it on LinkedIn, we can publish it on our own blog, we can publish it on Medium, we can publish on different websites, which is guest posting. The distribution channel remains the same, but the content creation has gone in depth.
It makes sense. What is the most difficult about that process to describe?
Creating backlink. One thing that Google hasn't changed, and I don't think it should change, is the emphasis on backlinks. I'm saying my content is best. You are creating content, endless thousands of people are creating content on same niche because software is everywhere, fashion is everywhere, different niches, different competitors. In order for Google or LLMs or anyone to know that this is good, this is not, the backlinks, the referral backlinks. So if this blog has 5 quality backlinks, this has 2, chances for this to rank is higher. I won't say it will because then there are 10 others factors, which includes mobile responsive, mobile speed, desktop speed. Those are 10 technical factors. We assume both of these have because those 10 factors are not even easy to achieve. We see so many websites performing excellent on desktop, but when you open it on mobile, it goes scattered, the images are blurred. That means that website, in terms of Google or search engine, should not rank. But the number one challenge, I think those can be sorted. You can hire a developer. There are agencies, of course, SEO, backlinks, etc. But it's very difficult. Even if you hire an agency, the cost is humongous. So if I opt for a service like 5 backlinks or 10 backlinks, per backlink is around like 800, 900,000 dollars. And so the cost of content creation is not $300 or $400, including the graphics and everything. There's a saying in which companies like HP, when they sell printers, they don't sell printers at a very huge cost. They sell it at a very less price and then they sell ink, the cartridge, at a very high. So content creation is easy, but content distribution is difficult because guest posting is difficult and getting backlinks on that particular blog, signal to Google that this should rank. It's very difficult.
It's like
Actually.
manual work. If you had unlimited resources, what would you do to create high growth, organic led growth?
I think so if I have a limited resource, just 2 writers and 1 graphic designers with me, I think Google is being liberal in terms of your content is really good. Sometimes it is not even taking domain authority, SEO, backlinks, page speed into consideration. I have seen it for my own blog, which doesn't have so many backlinks. That blog is dedicated to romantic books. If someone is willing to find authors, which books are into comedy, which books are into mystery. So it's more of a blog which talks about books of different kinds. Few of those blogs are ranking because I have mentioned information in the most straightforward way. I have summarized, I have put great pictures, I have summarized in the form of table as well. So if you don't want to read the whole article, I would be creating the table. In 5 seconds, you will get the information because right now, whatever your blog you open on web, you'll scroll and scroll because that blog was optimized for Google but now it's changing. Now it's more straightforward, on point, helpful information, and boom. I think so many keywords when you search for top Indian writers, top Indian authors, romantic comedy novels in India, the blogs that I've written, I think they are ranking on top 5.
What would you
I
do
think
if you had unlimited resources?
I think a couple of writers and graphic designer because all you have to do in terms of creating great content is research of strategy. How will you put all the information? If I know SEO, if I know what's helpfulness, I'll put the table on top. Then it really matters who the writer is, who the content strategist is, who is publishing because The banner image matters. It's like a hook on link on Instagram. If the first 3 seconds of the reels are not tempting enough, you scroll. So what's the banner? What's the title? Just about top romantic novels to read in India, but maybe spice it up. These romantic novels will make you cry. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's really cool. It's almost like it has evolved past the list.
If you don't have resources, the second step I would take is there's a rule with Google. If you have a great domain authority, then your blog has higher chances to rank. Specifically, our own websites will not have because it takes a lot of efforts, a lot of backlinks to create those. So why not publish on free platforms or open source platforms? You can publish easily, which is Medium, Substack, LinkedIn. You can publish blogs there as well. Now, for Google, Medium is a super high authority website. So if your content is really good, blogs will rank. And one of the Medium articles that I've written on that same topic is also ranking. So in the top 10 search results for that specific query, two blogs are ranking. I gained 20% of the share from the 100%, which is in terms of SEO, it's huge because people don't click on sixth or seventh or eighth or ninth, even though there are 10 results. So when you are in the features snippet, when you are in Google Knowledge Panel, when you are in the images section, now that there is ChatGPT and Search AI overviews, when you are in that, it simply means that something is working. When the major portion of the search engine results is yours or is pointing to something. If someone is searching for top personal branding experts, it will compile 10, 15, 20 articles and see the most common names of all these people because different lists, different people. I'm promoting myself and my friends. Someone is promoting themselves and their friends, but then there would be 10, 10 names which 60% or 70% of the blogs will have for sure. And that's how I have started gaining traction organically in those keywords top personal branding expert, top Indian writers, top content writers to hire. Because apart from my blogs, people have mentioned me and they are organic. And Google can see that this is an organic blog. Bhavik.
Well, yeah, that's really interesting. Thanks so much for sharing your perspective. We hear similar things, especially about this best content wins. Content is key. So it makes a lot of sense what you said. The technicalities you mentioned, this SEO compliance is really important. It's great to hear what you're sharing. For the second part, I would like to ask some feedback on the tool, on the platform that we are building to solve some of these challenges. I'm curious if that's okay.
Sure.
Share my screen for a bit. We'll see that I'm in this platform that we are improving, which is aiming to streamline that entire process of just focusing on content and taking care of other things like distribution of content, backlink publishing for you. For example, if I wrote a piece of content that's doing well and I want to increase the ranking, the coworker helps with asking the high reputation domains. We saw that you have published similar content in the past. We have slightly updated content and the users can action it. If I want to reach out to this pro link box or the other reputable Substack publishers, I can prepare a request and basically opens like an email outreach email template and posts a request message that I can edit and change. So this whole distribution piece is made easier, but other parts are connected. Content library where I can load it with rich assets like products, reviews, frequently asked questions, and when identifying what kind of topic I would like to publish, let's say we have highly searched queries, I can choose the topic that I want to publish, task the coworker to publish it, and it uses all these elements to bring the content together as a first draft. So the content writer can, strategize. So the entire process is more like a studio, streamlined and accessible. And so, for example, if I don't like this article that includes my products, which products are better, I can change it, remove something, edit it, rewrite it, maybe just start from scratch. I can also remove some of the products I am featuring. The publishing is a little bit easier. I can approve and publish this content and it will go live directly on the domain and start ranking with Google. in a couple of hours. So it looks on brand. It has compliance taken care of, or like programmatically elements that are boring are automatically taken care of. The elements that have to be focused on are made easy. So the writer can focus on the strategy and content quality and not worry about other nuances, such as ensuring the page is rich with the data and so on. Other things like maybe featuring relevant frequently asked question or relevant review could also be automated to just expedite that process, and use AI for assembling smaller pieces of content and unlocking some of the menial tasks. I don't know if you have any initial thoughts or insights on this, but
What is this graph?
this graph shows all of the content published in that deep content fashion, which is generating visits, clicks, and then also generating leads via lead magnets, like people who submit their details. This shows the network of inbound content that's working day and night.
I think apart from this, the first feature you shared, I really like that. I've seen so many tools, frankly speaking, which does this. But the first feature, approaching and directly emailing, because it has so many steps in between, which this tool does automatically. So finding a relevant article for backlink, then a relevant email ID and a template. I have not seen that feature. If you ask me, that feature should be sold. The second feature about content creation, when you insert the keyword in the search volume, the best in the market currently is, I think, Jasper and Sonic. I know there are hundreds out there, but these two have gained great momentum. AI doesn't feel like AI generated. This tool can be a mix of backlinks. You take care of the backlink process and the content generation. Maybe a mix, but I would not start my pitch with content generation, because now the recent feature of chat gpt, in which you can create custom gpts, knowledge of developing and coding, etc., you can create your own custom tool wherein you can tell the keywords and everything, and it will give you a final blog. So I think that's my honest opinion.
Okay, that's really valuable. Thanks so much. And I think the distribution of content didn't come across as a good feature to talk about, but listening to what you mentioned, the challenges are, it makes a lot of sense. And yeah, and I guess as you were talking about the technical brands that distribute a lot of products and services, I just had a recollection of one of our clients that has 85,000 hardware products. And what we do for them is we basically help advertise those products using search landing pages based on the content that customers search. Technical content has no end, as it's always new and developing. So we managed to help them. I'm curious, would you want to explore a possibility of some of your clients partnering on some of the brands? I would be curious to learn about that, just as you were describing some of the challenges.
I am ready to do the collaboration. Is it you giving me your client or I give you my clients? So the collaboration can be in both ways. Currently, I have mostly personal branding clients. I gave you an example in which I was hired as a consultant. They approached me, but the organic leads that comes every day is individuals. So one person, personal branding.
I see.
Because my blogs rank and I've written so much on SEO, people start knowing it when I receive SEO inquiries. I help them. My case of helping is more of strategy and consultancy only, because I'll need one tech guy. When you fix the website, I'll need one graphic designer and two writers, because those kind of is a laborious work for me. If I do that, I want to moderate, I want to tell straightforward, because I know it will work, it won't. As simple as that. But I have never worked with any clients for any website which has, I think, more than 1,000 pages. I think that client which has 85,000 hardware products, I don't think I've reached. I'm following few people handling sites with million pages and do really great. For me, I still have to learn more. I'm not yet there.
Makes sense. To answer your question, we do both. We sometimes bring the content writers to drive the platform because we built a Ferrari, but by no means it's going to work without a good driver, someone who has content strategy, content quality, and then manipulates the tool. So we do that sometimes for some brands. Another way we work is we resell the platform to other leaders, and the leaders can use this platform to execute campaigns for their customers. Our technology connects to their domains with one tag and publishes content directly on their subdomain. So it's basically goes live, and one page takes about 11 minutes because everything else is. So that's a reseller where we have a partnership agreement and the leaders execute or help with the organic campaigns for their customers. Sometimes we have a brand strategist who recommend us as a tool somewhere. So there's a few models because we are mostly just building software. I used to be in marketing for 15 years and marketing and engineering. And basically we just build this tool for marketing specialists to help survive the next wave of AI.
See, if I can show you something which is relevant, this blog ranks on the second page. I think before this, when I checked, it was ranking on first page, and even this was ranking on first page. I think for this particular tool, see, eventually you are selling the tool to experts, right? Which is great, and businesses will buy. Even individuals like me, if they are satisfied, they can buy. Now, it's cold approaching. We got on a call. So you must be promoting on LinkedIn as well. But this strategy is number one. Now, Taplio is one of the top 10 tools. Whatever you search related to personal branding plus LinkedIn tools, Taplio will come. Taplio is a great tool. I've used it for a couple of months. Costly, so I didn't feel it justified. And this buffer. Now, whenever there is a combination of keywords there in personal branding or just branding plus LinkedIn or just personal plus tools, Taplio has created a content strategy of 50 to 100 blogs or maybe more. They can easily get 100 plus blogs. And in a way, they market themselves. In a way, you are landing to Taplio. In a way, Google feels that whenever this topic or when this type of keywords are, let's just say LinkedIn personal branding examples. ClickUp is also a tool. LinkedIn Helper is also a tool. These are common strategies wherein whatever niche you have picked, you start selling. See, Taplio, I think even this was ranking on first page. Now, this has nothing to do with the tool. But when you will go into this, I think as a pop-up, as a, I don't know, in the end, there would be CTA, in between, there would be banners. People will eventually come to know that there is a tool called Taplio, which is dealing in LinkedIn tools, automation, and then people will search for it. It is purely organic. It will help your, first of all, blog or the product website to gain traction. Automatic user generations. So when I subscribed, nobody emailed me, no one on LinkedIn approached me. I came through that blog thrice. And then I thought, let me subscribe and see how the tool is. Eventually, after the first subscription, the user is onboarded. It's totally up to the tool. If the tool is really good, I will tell my friends, private groups on WhatsApp, Slack. If the tool is not, that chain stops there. That is a case study. Hope.
Thanks so much for taking your time. It's been super valuable. Is it okay if we use these videos in some campaigns like on LinkedIn
Sure,
or YouTube? So just to
no,
increase the mileage of your contribution and then link back to you.
do share it with me so I can share.
Okay. Thanks so much for taking the time, Bavik. If you need to catch up sometime in the future, I'm happy to jump on a call. Thanks so much for the time. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye bye. See you soon.